I got a chapter in one of my books on that. I believe that's uh, that's in my newest one, My Destination for the Truth. But yeah.
Well, people, you need to go on Amazon and check out his books. It sounds like they would be a real good read. And if anything, I think it might be a little educational. And look at Alan's, his philosophy, his view, and his gifts that he has. And I would, it's better than watching TV, guys. Go out and get a copy of one of his books and read it.
Well, yeah, really. Please do. Yeah, I enjoy writing them. I enjoy selling them, and I enjoy people that buy them. I'm trying to get the word out there. Sometimes we get so serious in what we do as far as our religions, as far as living our lives. If you're doing things the best way you can, you don't have to worry about it. The paranormal is out there. It's around me all the time, I know. But pick up my books. They're kind of different. Each chapter is a short story of an experience that I have had. And so I had our daughter-in-law, as a matter of fact, she says, "Do you write all your books that way with a lot of stories in them?" And I said, "Well, yeah. I guess she likes books with one big story in it, like a novel or something." But they're paperbacks, so buy my books. I think you'd like them.
Oh, yeah. And I just Googled, you can find yourself, or not you, but I mean, you can find Alan, but just by typing in, go on, Google and type in Alan Wright, and even type in the word paranormal or empath or any of that behind it, and he'll pop up on Amazon.
Yeah. I'm pretty popular on Amazon. I'm a prime member, I guess. And, I try to send books to, like, my family and close friends. I'll send books to, and I use the Prime to do that, so I don't have to pay for shipping also. But I enjoy writing. Like I said, the paranormal is around me all the time. It happens to me all the time. This is one of the first radio shows I've been on in a long time that something hasn't happened to interrupt the show because of the spirits that's around me.
What did you say? I can't hear you. I got this loud hum. Oh, I'm sorry.
Cut it out, Gary.
I'm sorry.
But I finished writing a chapter in one of my books one time, and I went to bed, and I got up the next morning, and everything I wrote in that chapter was scrambled up. There was dollar signs and exclamation points, and it was all mumbled, jumbled. There wasn't one word in that whole book or that chapter that I wrote. And the only thing that saved me was I sent a copy of it over to my wife. She proofreads it again after I do, and she types it up. And that's the only thing that saved that chapter was I had sent her a copy of it. Also, Gary, I'm on Facebook, and I had about 250 friends on it. And I went to bed with 250 friends, and I woke up the next morning, and I had 5,000 friends. I was at the limit. I couldn't get any more friends on there.
Wow.
Now, something happened overnight where I got all that stuff on my Facebook account. Now, how does that happen?
Tell me about it, because I only have 4,200 friends on mine, and I keep hoping I'll hit 5,000. I had to work. And don't let yourself get down. I used to be in broadcasting in the 70s and the 80s, and then I went on to other things for quite a few years. I don't know if you ever heard of Art Bell, but he was not a close.
I've heard of him.
Yeah, he was not a close friend, but he was a distant friend. We talk a couple times a year. We'd send each other, email or a text now and then, and I was supposed to go 2 years ago on my Harley. I still ride a motorcycle at my age, and I was supposed to go down there. I didn't do it, and then about 9 months ago, I talked to him. And we were just talking. It was really a strange thing. I said, I'm thinking about, because the first time I ever got on radio, it was like a CB when I was 10 years old. My dad bought me one. And then I went and got my amateur license, and then went into broadcasting, and then, he said to me, he goes, well, Gary, you were good in radio. Why don't you just go do it? Internet is the way it's going to be. Regular terrestrial radio is going to die. Do a talk show. I thought about it. I'm retired. I can't ride. I can't ride my bike all the time. Oh, and I think I just lost you. Hey, now that proves a point. He said, he jinxed it when he said that. On every one of his shows, something happens. Let's try to get him back. But, that's strange. It's funny. Like, sometimes when I have, okay, here he is.
Please leave your message for 435-590-1573.
Are you there?
Hey, yeah.
You spoke too soon. You know that.
Yeah. I wasn't even touching the telephone. I was sitting here talking to you, and next thing I know, or you were talking to me, and next thing I know, we're off the air.
That's because, what did you say 3 minutes ago? You said strange things happen.
Yeah.
Okay, then you just open up and it happened. But, he told me go back and create a show. So about it's 9 months now. I got back on. I started a talk show. I was really discouraged. For the first month, I would maybe get like 4 or 5 people, a night listening. That's it. When I was in broadcasting before, I was on the top markets on the West Coast. And, I had tens of thousands of people always listening to me. And I had a talk show back in the 70s, a paranormal, believe it or not. But, I was really discouraged. And then all of a sudden, it went from like maybe 5 people to like 20. Then it went up to 100. And now between, we're on a lot of different platforms. We're off my own server. I'm on Speaker. I'm on TuneIn. I'm on all these iTunes. You name it, I'm on it. I'm averaging, between the live play, and then I don't do podcasts because I don't believe in. You do a podcast, you don't like something, you take it out and fix it and put it out. Everything I do is live, okay? But I'm averaging anywhere from about 13 to 28,000 plus listening to each show, and it's growing, and it's growing more each week, and it's shocking me. And maybe it's because the way I look at how the paranormal is, I let every guest say their own how they feel. And I think that's very important. And then I leave it up to the listeners. They make their own decision. Hey, do you believe what I say or my guest says? That's up to you to make that decision. Yeah. But I do feel, like what you're talking about. I've seen people heal people in my lifetime. I'm going to say how it is bluntly. I have bone cancer. Okay. Going back, about 7 years ago, they wanted to amputate my legs. And, the first thing I figured, hey, I'm not going to, I'm no way, and I talked it over with my wife and my family. And I said, no, I'm not going to have my legs cut off. Well, they sit there and tell you, well, you're going to die. Okay. Are we still here? I hope.
Yeah, we're still here.
Okay. But you know what? You know what? I didn't have the operations. I didn't have my legs cut off.
Your recording has reached the maximum length. To replay your message,
Okay.
press
I was
1.
just
To
thinking
delete
about
and re-record your
how bad
message,
it was.
press 3. For
I had a
delivery
friend
options,
that died
press 4.
from
To send a
bone
fax,
cancer.
press 6. To
And,
cancel this message,
it's,
press
pretty-
star. To
it's
send this
pretty
message
bad
now,
in its
press
last
pound
stages,
or
but-
hang up.
So you don't have any more cancer now?
I still have the cancer, but it hasn't.
To replay your message,
It hasn't
press
spread.
1. To delete and re-record your
great.
message,
That's
press
neat.
3. For delivery options,
how
press
did
4.
you fix
To
it?
send a fax, press 6. To cancel this message, press star.
Or
To
or
send
did
this
you fix
message
it?
now, press pound or hang up.
Well, hopefully it quits. But you know what? It hasn't really, gone
To replay
anywhere.
your message, press 1. To delete and re-record your message, press 3.
Well, that's interesting.
For delivery options,
Well,
press 4.
I
To send a fax, press
I think
6.
we're stuck in
To
a loop
cancel
here.
this message, press star. To send this message now, press pound or hang up.
Why? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. But,
Okay.
I had...
Your message has been sent. Thank you for calling.
You're
Goodbye.
welcome. Yeah, nice lady there. But you know what? I ran into somebody. It put their hands on me, right? And they said they healed me. And, and it's funny. It hasn't progressed, Yeah, I have pain. I have pain. Some days I have trouble walking, but when I go to the doctor quite often, they said, hey, you still have it, but it hasn't advanced. So, I mean, I really feel strongly that the guy laid his hands on me, I think helped me. That, and I think a lot of people, when they hear, oh, you got a terminal disease, or if you don't do this, you're going to die. I guess I was so obsessed to still wanting to ride my motorcycle. And, I stayed focused on something so strong. I think that's why I'm still here.
Well, Gary, I'm going to tell you something right now. Since the beginning of time, there have been people that has been placed on this earth to be shaman, healers, and they heal people in their villages. They heal people in their groups or whatever, their families. Just because there's a medicine out there now, hospitals and stuff like that, doesn't mean that the shaman are dead and they're no more. There's still healers out there, and they can heal. Just like me, when I went to that hospital, and I put my hands on that girl's head, and I commanded her to respond to treatment and therapy by those doctors. And that's what she did. She responded, and she got better. Now, their medicine wasn't doing that. Their medicine, they were going to let her die, take her off life support and let her die. And there's things out there that people should know. We call it paranormal. But in actuality, it's been around since the beginning of time.
Oh, yeah.
All the stuff we're talking about, the spirit world, the healing part of it, everything, it's been around for forever. And just like you with your cancer, I'm sure that person, she couldn't make it go away completely, but she did make it stop. And if nothing else, she probably gave you enough time for you to be with your family for a longer time, and it's a great thing. It's a really great thing, where the doctors wanted to cut your legs off,
Well, could you imagine, how would I get on my Harley and ride my motorcycle with no legs, okay? It just, that was the first thing, honestly, it went in my mind. You're going to cut my legs off? Oh, you know what did it? What really did it is when I asked a couple different doctors, right? I said, is this going to stop the cancer? And the one doctor said to me, Gary, how can I say that? I'm not God. So I said, in other words, I can cut my legs off, right? Have you remove my legs, and I can still die of cancer. And he goes, yeah. Well, then why would I want to cut them off?
Really, exactly. Yeah. I know right now there's different